right. The waterfall lies ahead. The mists waft through the air. The tunnel behind it.
Slumping up behind a Bora, holding onto my staff, feeling the cooling mist. After you.
Keeping my sword sheath, but my shield unarmed. I walk ahead towards the waterfall and leap beyond.
The water crashes over you. Gets your armor wet and your clothes wet. And then there's a tunnel behind the waterfall. And the village, the Kabir village, can barely be seen through the end of it.
My cloak steams, some of the water evaporating off of it.
Making my way in through the small hole of the tunnel, hearing the sound of the waterfall dissipate behind me as I enter into the threshold of the cave.
Falling behind, I look to Braun. We need to find some kind of emissary. Someone who could speak.
I figured this may be the case. I pull out from my satchel, feeling around in the dark. I pull out another rune. The night at the river. Made one of these for you, one for me. Depictions of Shun. And the depiction of Ord. Most ancient rune carving I know of. It's unlikely they'll know, but some sort of sign. The image on the rune, barely visible in the dark. I hand it to a Bora, and the light bouncing off the moss and wet lichen inside the cave. I'll keep my weapons at my side. Won't hide them, though.
Taking the rune, I set it down on the ground and briefly throw my shield over my back before picking up the stone rune.
Having my other ready at my side, ready in my satchel. I suppose we make our way this moment then. As much as I would like to sit in this cave and cool down, I fear if I rest, that may be it for us. Making my way towards the far end of the tunnel, stopping at the edge of it, looking down.
The cascading sounds of the waterfall grow quieter. At the edge of the tunnel, there's the Kabir village, empty. Save for one figure sitting in the center on the ground, the Capre. The obelisk is missing. Around the village, several bodies, the Kabir people, slashed up.
Rune still in hand, I grip it as I begin to march towards the Cabaret.
Marching side by side, Abura, with authority in my step.
He's sitting in the dirt, almost doesn't notice, and finally looks up in your direction. Oh, you two.
My head and bow. Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
He looks
Bowing
up,
in reverence.
his wooden claws dripping with blood.
I stop my march, kind of look, almost stumping forward, and quickly taking out my sword, I point it towards the Cabaret. What have you done, demon?
Looking back towards Abura, putting my arm out. Great Spirit, we mean you no disrespect. I come in the service of Ord. I holding up the ruin depicting Ord and Shun. An ancient depiction of an alliance.
The Capra, you lied to us. You overstepped your bounds. This is not your territory.
He squints and stands up. Not my territory. And you call me a demon. He looks around at the bodies.
If not, then who did this?
I step back at the towering figure rising.
The blood drips from his hands. Oh, I did it. I did it. These people wandered into my territory.
In whose service did you do this? We wandered into your territory, did we not?
You have my permission. These people desecrated it. And under no service but my own. He slings blood off of his fingers onto the ground.
Sheath my sword.
Anyhow, some of them got away. If you want some for yourself.
Some won't do.
You may have, in your selfish act, taken out the wrong entities, the enemies. Members of Memnon's tribes of chaos have arrived in the island. Have you not sensed them? I spit on the ground in anger.
He does a strange expression that's almost like raising an eyebrow, but his face doesn't quite allow it. Agents of Memnon?
Armies of chaos. Sprawling chaos.
Sprawling chaos indeed. But the gods on this island are older than the ones you know.
Are you defiling Ord? You suppose agency over him? I've mistaken you if that is the case.
Veritability doesn't necessarily mean strength, Spirit.
It matters not. I maintain dominion over my territory. And now that it is clear of them, I should go back to it.
And what of their obelisk?
Oh, that. It was gone when I arrived already.
Defend their territory like an animal, and now it'll be burned down. The chaotic forces of man under service of gods, I assure, much older than you. What have you done, Cabaret? I thought you to be wise.
clench his fist. I do not answer to men.
You answer to Ord.
You wish to put that to the test? Mortal? He takes a step forward.
I hold out the rune. By the light of Ord, I demand you respect his presence. The rune bursting open in prism of different colors.
He covers his eyes, squinting.
You tell us you will reveal your secrets. You reveal what you know of the hordes that have arrived. I know they have traversed through this territory, through your territory. Surely you and your many eyes have seen them. I step forward.
He steps back and grunts in frustration. My many eyes, huh?
I sling my shield off my back, back into my arm, dropping my rune of Ord.
Pulling out my sword. If you do not tell us what you know of these hordes, where these others have gone, and what you truly know of that obelisk, I will pry them, eye from eye, in service of Ord.
You've tested my patience long enough. And he lunges forward.
Stepping back, blade up and defensive. I begin praying ancient sounds of protection and whispers. The armor, the leather armor around me, cracking, fizzling into dust.
I try to lunge to the side of DeCapri, sword angled up towards his lengthy abdomen, shield raised above my head.
You need a AC 10. Sorry, 12.
Sliding between his strange anatomy and into Ravine. 10 damage.
It tries to swipe towards Brahm, and its stride is halted halfway. It falls to its knees.
Taking advantage of the beast positioning, charging forward, slashing at him. My blade connecting with its strange flesh. 6 damage.
The flesh, as it were, chips off, cracks like wood. As he just falls to the ground, cracked open, the life from its eyes gone.
Whip away the strange blood off from the blade. Not trust the demon to die so easily.
He's made a mistake. He took a mortal body, flesh, or at least a material body.
I pick up the rune. I bless it to my forehead and place it on the body's beast. I dedicate this to the service of Ord. A great setback, my friend.
The smell of blood and iron and wood is strong in the empty village.
I'm looking over towards where the obelisk was.
The ground is an area of dirt, and it's disturbed. There's a trail leading out of the village from where the obelisk stood.
I grab DiCaprio's corpse by an arm and I begin dragging it into the village, looking for a slab, like a former bench, slumping the body over it so the head would hang off.
It's heavy, but slumps over the bench easy enough.
Falling alongside, distracted by the destruction and corpses laying around the building, or around the village, making my way towards the spot where the obelisk was. Kneeling at the barren stone where the obelisk once stood, praying to Ord.
There's a feeling of warmth.
DiCaprio's body hanging off the stone bench. I drop my shield briefly, clench my katana with two hands, and I bring it down on him like a guillotine.
It comes off, and there's a sound of like a shriek, but sounding like an echo from like over the mountains, far away and muted.
As I'm praying, I look back towards the direction of the sound as I'm placing down my last rune I made the night before, and back towards Abura, witnessing.
Sneering at the noise, I take off my chain gauntlets, begin to inspect the head, the material, seeing the inside, examining the inside.
Look, it's completely made of wood and lifeless.
Looking inside, I see that it's not hollow. Begin taking the head, go off into the village, into the shaman's tent that Brahm had raided formerly.
I'm walking back in to the village where the slab was, seeing Abura wander towards the shaman's tent. I'm looking around for signs of life, any of the corpses around, poking one body.
The bodies lay lifeless, torn to shreds. The tent, blood spatter on it. On the inside, blood on the ground. Bronze containers of some kind of spice. A few ornaments lying about.
Neighboring the ornaments, find a dirty cloth. Opening it, finding several tools for the creation of totems and other ritualistic uh, things. And begin using them to carve into the cranium of the Capri, hollowing it out from the would-be Nexine, squatting down to the ground or kneeling down to the ground.
Making my way back, uh, standing above Abura, then drop down, looking closer at the beast. So what do you expect to find from this?
Nothing. I intend to, I guess, in some way evoke the spirit of the Capri in some fashion. Not literally, but the essence of the demon. Those few remaining survivors of the Kabir no doubt still fear him. And if they are stupid enough to think that I am he, or smart enough to know that we killed him, then they will respect me all the same.
My hand up to my, running through my beard, deep in thought. As a brilliant deception. You make a great general, bruh. Here I was thinking we take some element of him, perhaps cut one of his claws off as proof. Perhaps that would buy us some currency with any remaining members of this village.
They can always take it off.
Pulling out my sword, examining one of the blades. Need to sharpen this thing soon. Whack into, attempting to cut it off. Gashing off one of the hands with the large maw, several claws and off of it.
They come off easy. After some time, the head chips and chips away and hollows out easy enough.
There's no doubt some theatrical element to it, too, right? Theater was a big thing on my island.
Yeah. Even my time in the mercenary corps, theater is sometimes all you have for entertainment. And you can learn quite a bit. I am looking around for any of the slain. A lot of
There's plenty, about a dozen.
men, women, and children about. I suppose there might have been more. Whatever happened with that obelisk?
Yeah, that I am still bewildered by. I carving in deeper, smoothing out the inside of the cranium. I
Looking about at the corpses, eyeing them for signs of claw and bite marks from this creature. They do seem to have all been killed by the Cabre. Whatever energy they transferred from that obelisk, whatever ritual, whatever egregious mistake these people may have made. I don't know if I trust them all killed by that Cabre.
Roll wisdom advantage. DC 12.
Succeed.
The gashes are could be caused by the Capre's claws. They're the right size.
carving out 2 eye holes among DiCaprio's many bizarre eyes. Shouting out beyond the tent. A part of me is also curious as to what they could have done to his territory. I to some degree, even defiled it myself, and he didn't seem particularly upset. But perhaps that was the defilement that he interpreted. And
Laughing maniacally and back. It just drives you mad if you think about it too long, as I'm dragging a body of a woman to a more dignifying location right under a nearby tree. Tears beginning to stream from my eyes slowly.
flipping the now DiCaprio mask towards my face, I continue. But no, surely he was smarter than that. Surely he knew that it was me that put that mutant's body on his trees. Surely he did not lie to us.
I began to think he was one of noble allegiance, and I think he could be of deep deceit. I not trust anything, but are you suggesting there may be in some way a blame in our hands for this?
You're not the one who. You're not the one who skinned that creature's back and.
But I watched and I approved. As I'm grabbing more villagers, women, attempting to pose them and bring them to more dignifying places of rest in the meantime. If I make it out of this mess in any way, I will come heal this place properly. Last body of another child dragged by and placed near their mother, and walking back towards entering inside the tent with Abura.
Standing up and holding the mask by its eye holes. Heavy, large. Looking around the tent a bit further at all the trash left behind without an owner.
Yeah, so some of the bronze containers of spices are knocked over, spilled over the ground. Beads, different things, trinkets.
There.
Grabbing-
Head.
Reaching through, grabbing through a clay bin of different tools and extracting a small, somewhat dull dagger from it, taking it. Taking some beads I recognize as common prayer beads. I hold on to them and with reverence place into my pouch.
I suppose the only way to determine if we are guilty is to scout DiCaprio's territory to see if there is any proper defilement beyond what I've done. But at that point, I think that'd be a waste of time.
Yes, I think we answer to that in another lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Media moment. We will not be able to find out any answers to that if we do not have air to breathe. Beyond that, forces run wild out there. And I need to know the secrets of that obelisk. What power is out there?
Truly.
I recall something that I cannot trust my memory during the savage attack by that beast. But I swear, when I was praying and maintaining my focus on that cloud of energy I had over that beast's head, I saw something in the distance. Perhaps deceived. We should be able to find some sort of signs, movement, something powerful. Something powerful did indeed leave here. There'd be tracks surely nearby. Let's scout the perimeter.
So you suggest that the obelisk may have been an egg of some kind.
I may have be enlisted primarily as a blade, and a defender of Ord, but I've had enough time in the monastery to know ritual when I see one.
All right. We can scout around.
I'm heading outside, making my way on the edge of the village. I'll go look around this side. You check on the others. We'll meet at the end of the village where the obelisk was, okay?
All right.
Pursuing my investigation, attempting to identify tracks or large disturbance, a recent disturbance of vegetation as I look around.
Set the mask down briefly, sling the shield that I discarded over my back, and begin scouting in the directed area with the mask in hand.
Both roll wisdom DC 18.
My mind is a swirl with thoughts of DiCaprio and how I might have led him to this fate.
The signs of butchery and devastation among the men, women, children just distracting me as I find myself zoning out. Approaching the grounds of the obelisk where it previously was, I see Abura. Must say, perhaps the day's gotten the best of me, but I've found nothing but an internal swirl of chaos and pain.
The air is still humid. The depression in the ground from where the obelisk was leads out of the village into further jungle.
You need not even look around here. Why even try sometimes? Sweat dripping down my face.
So, what then? Do you suggest that we rest and venture off into the jungle?
I do. I knew these villagers had to have had a water source nearby. I think we need to wash ourselves, drink water, eat what rations we have, and make our way onward. Might even be best if we head out during the course of the night here.
Part of me thinks how we have some time to spare. There's no doubt that if DiCaprio was not lying, then there's still food, there's still resources in this village that no longer have an owner. So, no doubt that the former villagers might come back from those resources, staking out to see DiCaprio, his corpse on the ground. Perhaps that is our moment to obtain at least a few allies, former enemies of the demon.
Indeed, and those who may have fled would not be surprised if some may return.
Mhm.
It might not be the bravest, but if perhaps anyone left, they may be able to give us some information. I'm going to look around. I'm sure there's a find some water here in some of the huts, and let's give it a few hours here then. And as the night sets, we'll make our decision from there.
Okay.
The sounds of birds in the jungle growing louder in the deep into the midday here.
It's a loud snapping sound.
Say, Sharper Bora, you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, too much of dazed to see where from.
Close by, just on the edge of the village, in the beginning of the jungle, a couple of leaves move low to the ground.
I'll hoist the mask up with my hand. We are not your enemy. We are the killers of your enemy.
I stand tall, hands open, palms up. Come out. Mean you no harm.
No answer, no movement.
I'll kind of thrust the head up harder, kind of shaking it now, and say again, "We are not your enemy. We are the killers of your enemy," and kind of begin to chant it, shaking the head.
I kneel down low, arm on one knee.
I continue to kind of chanting it, shouting.
The leaves rustle a bit more, and a little girl comes out. Clearly Kabir, unclothed, like the other children in the village, covered in dirt patches, hesitant to approach.
All the wind knocked out of me as I see the child.
She looks around, unsure of what to do, her arms crossed. You're muted.
Slowly pulling out a linen cloth out of my pouch as I kneel down, level with the child in the distance. I'm unraveling the cloth, revealing the last of my fish, and I'm nodding, hand up. It's okay. Trying to force a uncomfortable smile.
She says something in an unknown tongue and hesitantly comes up, grabs one of the fish, and starts munching on it.
I'm holding her attention, looking towards the village. No child should have to witness what's seen back there. Looking at the child I say, siblings, family, pointing back there. Any more? And I'm like trying to gesture signs of a person about her height again, making several gestures, pointing.
I don't know. Charisma DC 18.
The confusion clearly visible.
She grabs the other fish, still munching on the first one, the second one in reserve.
I set down the cloth. It's the last of my food, Abura. And I slowly take a step back, keeping a low position.
There's fish on her cheeks. She's a little bit more comfortable now.
I don't know. There may be more stocked food for us to scavenge here. But without being able to talk to the girl, she's useless to us.
Agree. She may know these jungles much better than us. Her best hope may be to take shelter either back in the village and await, or perhaps we clear out a space, try to shield her from the devastation back there, peering at a available tent or a hut at the edge of the village there. Unless others come back, I am not fit to be watching a child and one we cannot talk to. I do think the threat of the Cabre is eliminated for now. If she got away, there's a good chance at least one other may have perhaps an older brother or older child of the village.
It's true.
She's pointing at Abura's new mask. Capre, capre, capre. She's finished her first fish and throws the bones on the ground.
I'll nod to her.
Cabre.
She walks over to you and tries to touch it. Her eyes filled with wonder.
Thinking back, you remember the horrible beast from just a week ago? Perhaps that child seen something like that. Capre is nothing to her.
Mm-hmm.
Watching her as she is looking at the mask.
I don't like that she knows its name. Not at all.
She drops the second fish on the ground and starts tugging at the mask. Looking up at Abura.
Look down at her. Curious.
She tries to take it from you.
I let her.
She puts it on, dons it, goes over her head and her shoulders. She's walking around half blind.
I begin laughing.
She falls over. Starts giggling to herself.
That was the most twisted, most humorous thing I've ever seen.
She's gotten her revenge as much as the child can against that demon. wearing its trophy.
Let's guide her to a safe hut over there. Hopefully picking up the fish from the ground. And see if she'll stay put there. We'll wait here for a little while longer before making our way down that path. Looking at the path formed from what I can only interpret as the obelisk.
Mm-hmm. I'll slide the mask off of her head and shoulders and pat her on the back, issuing forward towards the village proper.
Making my way ahead to entering into the hut, ensuring no bodies or any slain villagers inside first.
It's empty.
I shout out to Brom. Wait.
Looking back. Yes?
She's satisfied enough with the trophy. I think we should collect as much information as we can, given the language barrier. And I'll, in the dirt of the village, I'll begin drawing stick figures with the base of my katana. And just drawing crude, like a small child and two larger figures standing next to the child, pointing at the larger ones, and then her.
She's focused on your drawing, and she looks up at you.
I'll draw like facsimiles of, or like breasts on one of them, and then point to the two of them, and then point to the girl.
She points at herself.
Walking back from the hut, small pot of appears to be fresh water, kneeling down between Abura and the small girl, offering a small bowl with some water towards both as I'm looking at the drawings.
Trying to figure out if she can identify her parents, even as corpses. I just can't think of another way. On the off chance that they're alive, I'd prefer her to be a little traumatized with the corpses of her parents than not.
She's put her hand on the ground next to the drawing, staring at it.
Nearby, the drawings etching depictions of a hut, and then a drawing of illustrating one of the cots. Looking at the girl, I'm making a snoring noise as I point towards one of the villages, and then the drawing.
She mimics you pretending to sleep, and then walks towards one of the huts, one of the tents. Looks back at you.
Following,
Smiling at her, follow behind Brom.
maybe we can find some sort of memento or clue as to who her parents may be in this village. Play some role here. They certainly had to have had a job, or if we're lucky, maybe a role in whatever ritual was performed.
Mm-hmm.
She walks into the nearby hut.
Pushing aside the thick leather curtain in the doorway as I walk in, looking around the premise.
She's already laying on a cot inside, eyes closed. A couple spears inside, a hatchet, skulls on the ground, and a number of bells, along with more prayer beads of the same color.
Looking at the altar of beads and bells, whispering to Abura. We've seen some of these before.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly trying to take one of the bells, and with a gesture of blessing to my forehead, I put a couple of them in my satchel, taking one of the beads and reverently donning it around my wrist.
So what do you think We stay here for a few hours, rest, and follow the tracks of the obelisk.
Indeed.
She
Perhaps another will come back.
she opens her eyes and looks at Brahm holding these bells, just watching it.
I take it, I holding it, and with a bowing gesture, um, summoning as much of my earnest practice myself into it. Is that and I like hold it out and point towards me, saying, "May I? Can I have?"
She cocks her head, says something in the Kabir language. Um,
Eyeing her reaction as I place it into my waist satchel.
she keeps trying to talk to you.
Um, offering the
Um,
offering the remains of the rest of the fish on the altar.
she she gives up speaking and just watches to see what you do.
I stand up and step back slowly, looking out the small porthole like window in the hut just outside.
I take one of the spears
Clean.
within the hut, and with it and the mask, I go outside and kind of ram into the ground, the base, and stick or point into the ground. I'll put the mask of DiCaprio on top of it, right out front of the hut.
I'm looking at the little girl. I go comically make snoring sounds as I um, laugh and do this one more time, pointing at her. I walk outside gently.
She doesn't react much to that one, but she closes her eyes and goes back to sleep. It's still
Walk,
clear outside. Dead air.
walking up to Abura, looking at the symbol post he just made, the shadow on the ground from it.
If her parents are alive, they'll appreciate this as much as she did, I guess.
I'd hope so. I can say that I feel peace within myself and with the code I owe to Ord. Your wisdom has been a great guidance here. I know I say it often, friend. And as I'm looking off towards where the obelisk once was,
Of course. There's no guilt to be had here, whether or not whether or not we are responsible for DiCaprio's death and the death of the Kabir tribe. It's irrelevant. The creature should not have lied to us. He should not have deceived us of his territory and his omnipotence therein.
mhm,
If he had been more truthful and not the deceitful kami as he is, then we would not be in this ordeal.
those poor people, that poor girl, I have not forgotten the abomination bared witness to. But that little girl didn't know his name.
Mm-hmm. Makes
I'm,
me think. Makes me think that the creature might have might have represented DiCaprio in some way.
I have to agree. We should have time to make our way here soon. The day here, hopefully, she'll cool down. I don't know if we'd survive a trek through that intense heat once again.
I don't want to rely on this cloak too much, but I believe I would survive quite easily. If need be, we could also exchange it, take shifts with it.
If it really comes down to that, I would, but I think I should be better now that I'm lighter upon myself as I'm brushing off shattered remains of the leather armor I once wore. Ord has given me a challenge. He wants me to meet this head on by my own body. I need only my faith to armor me now. I know it. What say, should we go cool down for a minute before we head out? Eyeing a small lean-to in the village there.
Absolutely.
Making my way over towards the thatched open lean-to, taking in the shade, drinking some water.
Falling behind, I keep an eye on the tent with the young girl.
It's undisturbed.
Just rest in the lean-to.
The lean-to's empty, save for a single cot inside. Sleep comes.
Rustling awake, the sounds of cicadas and evening bugs of the jungle outside.
Do you guys want to stop here or go for another hour or so?
You're cool.
I'm up for either. So what do you
Let's
want? To
keep going.
Yeah, I'm down.
We can, along with Rob, restfully.
Suppose I do one check, see if that little girl's still around. Perhaps if there's any food nearby.
Eye the same tent.
The spear with the mask placed upon it still stands before it. It's cooler outside. Not cool, but less hot in the morning air.
Stretching my body as I stand back up. I will begin scavenging, going in, doing whatever raiding we can, find food and water.
I'm checking, see if the girl is still sleeping before moving on to move hastily into locating food or water as well.
It's mostly fish, several fishes, and some eels, really long eels, with like spiny teeth, 10 feet long, just coiled up in baskets. Lots of fruits, citrus fruits, lots of vinegar. Not much in the way of spices, though.
I'll collect a handful of the fruits and take note of where all of the fish are.
Placing multiple, placing some fruit, anything of citrus that I smell, and a portion of an eel. Wrapping it in a bit of linen
Yes, Abura, the fish are also in baskets, just uh, in various tents throughout the
Mhm.
village. Yeah.
Exiting one of the tents and as I'm placing away the wrap deal, I shout for Abura. I shout the, um, I shout, attempting to locate him.
Collecting a handful of the fruits and putting them in my pack. I'll heed the call with an orange, half peeled, beginning to eat.
I walking hearing where I walk to the tent where the little girl is sleeping. Uh, I say, I found some food if you need any. And I'm poking and take a look to see if the girl's still sleeping there.
She wakes up suddenly, looks at you.
And I pull out one of the citrus fruits and set it on just a counter space in the main room there. And then I bow out.
If she has any sense, then she'll stay here where there's safety and food.
Agreed. I'd
And
rather not waste more time too making my way towards the obelisk. Let's leave before she has time to follow us. She is awake.
right away. Taking the mask.
Walking in tow with Abura along this path formed by the obelisk.
Um, roll wisdom DC 18. Yeah. Some of the the leafage is disturbed alongside the path made by the obelisk. Um, in the dirt, there's some faint human footprints. A large number of them, actually.
It's stranger and stranger there. This is an exodus of some kind. Pilgrimage, maybe? Look here, these feet.
Putting together what Abura is pointing out. Phenomenal, whatever ritual or empowerment could have done this. I'm looking around, taking in the environment.
It's more jungle, densely packed. The trail left by the obelisk, very clear. Very clear.
Somehow, the trail here seemed to have fallen trees or any large growth here disturbed. So far, it's been carved through a path, but as if they'd known, which would line with my understanding of the pilgrimage, at least in our practice.
Perhaps DiCapri's slaughter was a prophecy. Perhaps they knew he would do this and knew that they had to leave. Anyway, let us continue.
The trail winds through the jungle. Um, again, just cutting through the jungle quite easily. The footprints continue on either side of its trail. It goes on for hours. Along the sides of the trail are discarded fish bones every here and again.
Are you all right, Brom?
I actually feel empowered as we approach these secrets here. And believe it or not, seeing these footprints, it makes me feel actually more connected to something. Yeah. I'm serious. The act of the ritual involved in this, and the camaraderie,
Mm-hmm.
it's something deeply human. It's something you don't see from Calresians, hordes of chaos who only understand their humanity from force and authority over one another.
Glad you feel that way.
As I'm walking along, just seeing some of the footprints deeper in the jungle. It's curious, though, they appearing to wander along the sides of this trail. How would you imagine they would move with such a large obelisk as I continue walking?
If you had the choice of walking to the sides of your god or in their shadow, what would you prefer?
I would.
Especially if your god is a giant obelisk that might tip backwards onto you.
I see. Sometimes I look too deeply into what you propose, Bura. But I suppose I just can't help but wondering. I believe this was a power that led them. I just feel it in my soul, but they don't appear to be pushing this.
No, most certainly not.
And even if it was the case, what a testament to your god.
The air is even more humid now. There's a smell of water nearby.
Well, there's the wash if you want to clean. I don't think we're in a particular rush.
I hear the sound of water getting closer. Keep an eye out for it. Indeed.
Or are you too excited and you want to see this act of divinity through?
As excited as I am, washing for me is an act of worship. I need to wash away the day's sins and secrets previously and prepare myself to be fresh for what might come. Ignoring that sacred duty unless otherwise necessary, is a sin against Ord's way.
Mm-hmm.
I continue to look out for the water.
It's easily found. It's a bit off the trail, but
Coming
there's
to a small a stream of water. Walking up to its edge. Doesn't seem too deep. I place my hands in there, washing them, and washing my face and feeling it cool my body down. Pulling out my blade as well.
a bit of a ways down the stream. There's a man washing his body in the stream.
As I'm pulling out my blade to place down on my ritual mat, I look down, spotting the man.
He's of a lighter complexion.
Abura, I whisper, eyeing back to see if I'm near.
I'm near.
I point down the river, stepping just back from the edge of the stream. A man does not appear to be one of the villagers, just downstream. Maybe a Calresian. Need to act cautiously. I don't want him to be able to run.
He hasn't taken notice of you yet. Just washing.
Picking up picking up my blade, placing it back in my sheath there. I'm going to make my way down there, okay?
Are you sure?
He yelps and then it goes under the water. There's a splash.
Huh.
Just like that, it's under the water.
Why wouldn't we? Don't we want to? We need answers.
All right.
And vengeance, if there is a Calrissian there.
Well, I will play my part. I'll fall behind you.
Making my making my way, walking walking gently through the edge of the river, looking out for the man as they approach closer.
He surfaces again just for a moment, flailing his arms, gasping for air, and goes under again.
I step in a hurry as I spot panic on his face. Quickly, making my way, running down, eyeing the water, seeing the quality of it.
It's clear enough. There's his silhouette, and around his silhouette, something long, very long, wrapping around him.
I drop DiCapri's mask on the shore.
I pulling off my cloak as I'm rushing in. I whisper to myself of Ord will guide me, and I'm rushing into the water, my sword out, and my body emanating with a visceral glow.
I throw my shield off my back and onto the ground and unsheath my sword and dive in.
Under the water, the man is wrapped around by some kind of like a giant centipede. Tons of legs and almost like a lobster, but more like a centipede. Huge. Just squirming and wrapping around, constricting him.
Within the mess and the melee, I'm attempting to gather a stance as I drive a blade into any legible piece of mass I can find on the beast, on the tail end from the man.
Okay, AC 15.
I miss into the ground as it digs into rock in the riverbed.
Follow suit looking for a mass. My cloak, not boiling the water, but emitting a constant stream of bubbles. Stay. Blade not even leaving my side, just kind of grinding, getting stuck in the wall of the river.
The creature stops squirming and tightens its constriction around the man at in the center of the stream now.
Pulling out the sword once again, flipping it around, gripping on blade end both hand. I attempt to hit any mass I can see above the water, the blunt end, bashing with the end of my sword into a piece of its carapace. Smashing into it, feeling it connect, and as my hands grip pour, cut into a blade.
It jerks, blood coming out from underneath its scales.
I grip my blade between my teeth and swim closer to the man and try to keep him in that hoisted position, keeping what I can of the man and the centipede um, above water.
Roll strength DC 18.
Too heavy.
It constricts even tighter, and bubbles come out from the center of its coil towards the surface, and then the bubbles stop.
The swinging the blade around, attempting to drive back in where a mess of a creature as it's moved. Unable once again to connect. I shout.
Its carapace reflects the blow.
I quickly swim back over to the river's edge that I jumped in on, and body heavy, this cloak, I dig into the muddy walls and take my sword and stab into it, trying to hold myself up as best as I can to grab ledge.
My blade missing, flailing as the river is losing my footing in it. It's deeper.
The thing finally uncoils from the man. It drifts to the, just drifting in the stream. Uncoils, looks around, locks on Brahm, and attempts to strike at him. Wrapping around him, the tons of dozens of legs with spines on them, piercing into Brahm all at once for 10.
The hollow noises and sounds emanating as the I briefly submerge underwater, coughing, a mess of blood flowing through me, nearly limp. My sword hand releasing my blade, still moving.
Looking back, my head coming up from the water, seeing Brahm struggle, one hand on the ledge of the river. I grit my teeth and pull my sword out from the muddy wall that I impaled it into, hoist myself up, and push off of it to dive towards the beast.
Whatever glow emanating, starting to dissipate. The vision in a swirl as I pray, clenching my fist to myself. One last time for Ord's will to push me forward. My wound in my chest bleeding profusely. A agonizing, searing mist flowing over as it cauterizes.
The flash of light blasting my eyes. My sword swing misses purchase.
The thing wraps around, tries to wrap around, but it's disoriented. And gets off squirms and gets off track of Brahm.
Flailing out and orientating myself in the water as I shouting, to the edge of the river. Unable to find my sword as I'm trying to get out. Fetching the dull knife at my side.
Sinking due to the weight of my armor, I grab at Brom's lower body and just push as hard as I can with him wrapped around by the centipede towards the ledge.
The stream is quite narrow, so
I push up,
Yeah.
trying to get him onto the ledge.
With the assistance and the footing, I'm able to orientate myself. The minor blood wound still spilling around, but by orders of will, you alone have made it. My blade and the man. What? Abora, what's happened? Where's the beast? Looking around for it.
Still submerged, I begin to commit to the same act of pulling myself up by blade onto the surface.
Helping pull.
it's easy enough.
I don't know. I thought that you were wrapped in the creature.
This centipede-like thing, its head pokes out near the shoreline and hisses, scratching at the shore, and then goes back under the water. There's blood all in the stream.
Man, flailing back, helping Abora. Let's get back. If it shall fight us, it shall fight us on our ground here.
Wait a moment, and I'll look at its silhouette.
It's going back towards the center of the stream, collecting its prey.
It got what it wanted. You stay here. I'll go get your sword.
Wait. Are you sure? A beast watching it as it's. Do you see where it went? I have no recollection of what happened with it.
The silhouette of the creature picks up the man and starts wriggling down the stream.
I'm holding my arm as the blood is attempting to bleed from it.
It won't be long. Oh. Dive back in, letting the weight of my armor take me.
I'm on the just side of the river as I can only think about my wounds currently.
Finding the deep footprints of where I pushed Brahm off, I search around and find metal hit the metal of my gauntlet hit the metal of his blade and grab it.
I've found my cloak that I threw off previously as I'm tearing off, biting off strands of it, wrapping around my arm.
I reemerge, pulling myself up.
Reaching out my good arm there, helping up.
Take it and pull myself up.
The man. I hope the Lord's blessing. I hope if he was, I think he was a Calrissian and not another Lionel or poor young man.
I think
Around.
I think we've gotten enough of our wash. Take your sword and hand him the sword hilt first.
Take it, my head down. I feel shameful to get another rash act of
It's fine.
looking around for the man's, if the man had any clothes or material set on the side of the river.
There are some clothes on the side of the river. Those matching the description and with a symbol similar to those of the outcasts.
I spit on the ground. Oh, must have got our answer there, I suppose. It's not me to intervene, I guess. Spit out blood on the ground again. Head into feet, I begin walking back. Make my way to the trail. The wet, clothes ripped.
Putting my shield back on my back and sheathing my sword and taking Zucapri's head off that I threw on the side. I'll join.
Shun silence as I continue walking along the trail.
Trail goes on and on and on. Hours pass. Eventually, the edge of the jungle comes to a sudden demarcation, and through the edge can be seen walls of brick.
I'll keep an eye out, looking above at the conditions, the age of the wall.
It looks impossibly old, but matching the style of a Yaltu castle.
I'm walking, my head still down, in prayer as I whispering to myself behind Abura. I look up in awe at the structure. Abura, I recognize this faintly, this architecture.
Now fully in view, it's huge, crumbling, but still with a mighty presence.
I
Don't understand.
let's
It's
approach carefully here, but
it's with an ancient style, but still undoubtedly Yaltu.
I've seen depictions of this. I know this is of Yaltu. This is Yaltu construction. I just know it. I've seen depictions of this in some of the castles and temples that I've been in.
Why would the Kabir be drawn here?
I don't know, but this is a gift from Ord. A secret of an unbelievable secret. We've been guided here. This is divine. And as I'm picking up a pace, still keeping an eye out as I make my way even faster with my tattered clothes.
The obelisk trail continues toward the castle and around it to another side of it. Roll wisdom DC 15.
In utter awe of the building's construction and make. Cannot help but feel compelled to walk towards it, to place my hand on it.
We can investigate it soon. Let's just find out if the Kabir actually were guided to its entrance or if this was just a relic, an irrelevant relic to them.
Yeah, you gotta understand, this is the most at home I've felt in years at this point, Abura.
I do. We just have to make sure that there aren't violent enemies of your god.
My god and of my people. I eyeing at Abura and nod, being following behind, present around me.
Following the trail, eyeing.
With
where-
with each step Brahm takes, there's the slight jingle of those bells. Around the there's a corner to the other side of this castle. The trail goes on towards a gate in the front. Something stands in front of it, hideous, as tall as the gate itself, on three. It's the overall shape is indescribable. There's three pointed spine-like legs, an arachnid-like body, and a man shape. The upper half of a man coming out of the front of it, with a long horn on its head. In its hand, a long spear.
Taking off my shield and holding it to my side. Wait. This is. Should watch what it does. It might just be a curious beast.
It's back against the gate, looking out, unmoving.
Looking at the trail.
The
in
trail
isolation.
leads straight to the gate.
Taking in the sight alongside Abura.
Guard.
Pondering deeply if this creature matches any stories or entities, guardians of Ord, I may have once heard.
Intelligence DC 18.
Very far off, an unfamiliar creature to me. I would hope whatever's there may be a guardian, but it is not something I recognize. At least not a guardian of Ord.
Well, I'll put on my free arm, putting on DiCapri's mask. No doubt that he is of the Kabir. It's time to find out the timeline of Kabir's slaughter, or of DiCapri's slaughter of the Kabir.
We will answer to this then. Together, eyeing you with the mask.
I'll unsheath the katana and begin to go towards the creature from its side, from where we're coming around.
Senses motion and turns, eyeing you. It holds its great spear in both hands, sets it in the ground.
We are not your enemy. We are the vengeance
It
of your people.
interrupts and lets out an unintelligent just scream, like a roar.
I shout in the most ancient tongue of Yaltu I know. In Ord's light, stop! In a crack as the light fizzles out, my hand standing there in stop motion.
It flinches at the crack, but then maintains its ground, pointing the spear and waiting.
Moving my round shield forward, begin to slowly migrate forward. There's only one way, it seems, Brahm.
Indeed,
He's
Stand.
he is fearful of your god. He
I
cannot speak.
I say indeed as I hand on your shoulder just behind you. The blade, your blade shining with prismatic and fiery light.
Continuing my gait forward.
I'm moving forward in a stance as I'm taking out my sword.
It's close now, within fighting range.
Bracing myself with a spear.
It braces itself and then charges toward Abura with multiple strikes from its great spear. For 12. Yeah.
It goes past my shield and pricks or jabs into my chest several times. Flinching, I rear up my sword and try cleaving it towards the arms of the creature extended to poke at my chest.
Okay, AC 12.
Ten damage.
I said 10.
10.
Substantial damage to it. Blood coming out of its torso. There's several grafted parts about it coming unstitched.
Walking in tow with Abura as he is stabbed in the chest, I shout, "By order of Ord, this man is a vessel and a weapon." Stabbing my blade down, pummeling my hand into his back as the wounds that he received cauterize over.
It yowls out in pain as it burns. It flinches for a moment, begins to turn, and then its eyes roll back and it comes back to attack again, striking towards Brahm. Ten damage, striking multiple times
The
and causing you to fall over.
the wounds penetrating through me as I as I fall down, still hand on sword, as it knocks me over with the final strike. My hand gripped to my sword as I sink into the floor, my eyes shut and lifeless.
Gritting my teeth with a battle, angered that I was unable to retain its ire. I twist my sword and still aiming for his extended arms.
Need a 12.
The creature pulls back too quickly.
It readjusts, redirecting its attack to Abura. Just barely making it through. For 13. Multiple stabs. As it roars out.
Going for the arms again. I suspect fleeing and leaving my ally to die won't be enough this time. Cleaving through. You leave me with no choice. For 8 damage.
It cleaves through, the thing falling apart. Oh, letting out this like ape-like roar, and then drops its great spear and collapses. There's some commotion in a strange tongue coming from above on the walls of the castle.
I quickly take off. I hurl my katana into the nearby tree line and take off my mask, putting it beside the corpse of the creature, and with what I can, with my shielded arm, drag Brom towards that same tree line in my free hand.
My blade giving way to the weight, to the pole. Corpse, or my body just unresponsive.
I unlatch my shield as quick as I can and toss it to my side of the tree line, not deep in by any means, and begin to search for what I can of Brom's wounds and trying to wrap them, trying to stabilize him in any way I can.
My wounds just bleeding profusely as I'm more red and a bloody mess than I am a person at this point. Gurgling sound.
A tear begins to run down my face as my grip on Brom's wounds begins to get aggressive. The bleeding won't stop. My hands begin to shake as I try again, feeling the dread.
There's more chatter from atop the walls. And then it stops.
I keel over, knees on the ground, face in Brom's stabbed through chest, hunching over, powerless.
Can I call it?
Sure.
Wow.
Oh, that was awesome, guys. That was so much fun.
I know.
Oh, that was awesome.
So long, bro.
I love that. I love
Hardly
getting to
knew.
die at just because that's like, just as you know, it's like knowing these secrets are there and this like great thing. It's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, like right at the gates, it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is like,
that's so cool to me. I love that.
this is my people. Like, this
Yeah.
is, I don't know,
Yeah.
what is this? Changes everything. Dead.
Uh-huh. That's awesome. That's really cool. And I just love playing with it. I love that dynamic with Abura. It's just such a fun character dynamic. Just this overzealous kind of guy who's also with this like also wise but exiled, essentially knight from their country is kind of how I viewed Abura. But just really cool.
I really enjoy Brahm and Abura. Great
Yeah.
characters.
Man, that was fun. Oh, it was awesome.
I'm glad you guys like it. I had a lot of fun too.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, I was glad you guys were down to keep going after the village because I was enjoying that too, and I'd been fine there. But it was like I was really glad to see.
I wanted to keep going, but I was like, well, this could be a stopping point. Let's, just in case. Of course, Adept was saying, what did he say? Out of character stoppage, losing marks.
Well, thanks for watching, by the way, Mono Makes.
Yeah. Ponder, Adept, Roll On
All
Buddy.
you guys there.
Mono Makes. Thank you guys for watching.
He knows I'm sad.
Oh.
Oh, so cool. I love that last like beast we fought too. I was really like visualizing that was really cool,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I thought I'd have time to get pictures in, and I was just.
I could see it in my head
I
though
was,
so well.
I was so
like,
tired, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty. I think it's a pretty cool creature.
Yeah, that was cool. We got to actually play the dying rules and not maybe kill the person before they can roll dying rules.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm thinking to myself, okay, am I really letting them like do whatever they want if I keep throwing like encounters at them?
Oh, I felt like,
think
we
it's-
could have like, to me, I felt that's exactly how I would have want. Like, we're on a death march at this point. Like,
Yeah.
at least, it's like, we're not trying to get even, like, Brahm isn't even trying to get clever. I don't feel like this is like honor and like divinity essentially pushing forward. If someone's in his way at that point, it's like you either need to die or, like, it could have been like, yeah, we go around. Get like if in a more clever game, if you're playing thieves, you could be like, yeah, we get enough rope together, sneak around either side, and trip the fucking horse or some stupid shit, But I like that there can be room for that. But I love the idea of just being like, this is a divine march here at this point. And this is for honor, like
Crusade.
Yeah, he didn't know it was a crusade. Like
Yeah.
it was either or. We didn't know yet.
Really cool.
I was like, man, that last fight was so close. They had 20 hit points.
I know.
When you hit it the second time, I was like, no, just do a little more. It had 3 left after that second attack, so I was like, sorry,
Probably,
guys.
like from a meta point of view, I was like,
did.
you probably would have been most efficient just to keep attacking it or whatever too. But I was like, I just like the idea though more of like I was just thinking of like John Brown kind of style where it was just like this person has been like I put this like divine smite capability on their weapon or whatever as like an act of a god, and it's like this man is righteous, and that's how like Brahm was viewing him, and he was like he wants to see him like fulfill that righteousness.
That's going to be the further guilt if we continue on because it's because the thing with Nico's first character where I took him out, my character was already kind of like doing the smarmy, like, oh yeah, this is like my guy, I'm going to protect him, but like his royal authority is. I'm abusing it, and then I fucking got him killed. Like
that's
cool. I fucked up again. So then Braum was kind of like I'm keeping my distance, but I'm gonna, we're hanging out. And it's like, oh, you're the weapon. Like, no, wait, you can't give me that.
I like that because it's more of like turning it back on you. Then it's like, yeah.
So further guilt.
That's awesome. Which is fun because I think totally deteriorated and destroyed characters is what it's all about.
Yeah,
That's
not
awesome.
much hope on the island. I don't really think there's like much to critique or anything. We're just having fun,
Yeah.
except maybe I kept asking for like wisdom rolls for perception a lot, but
I mean, I was begging like the question many of the times it felt appropriate because I was doing
yeah,
the. There was a lot of I didn't want to like. I just didn't want to co-create a lot of it when there's areas I could have, and I think it warrants that, and I don't think there's any problem with that. You know, I was being like I'm looking for like any of those times I felt like it happened. It was like I'm trying to find this or, and that's just because I kind of wanted to lean into your like more into your vision of the kind of world or what was going on at that moment. You know.
I did
Yeah.
like some of the co-creation, especially the beads. You're like, oh, these are common prayer beads. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
See.
they are actually. That's
I was
that's
kind of
that's
worrying too,
great.
though, that I was overstepping with some of it because I do
No,
want to
that
be
was very cool.
cautious, but I was like, yeah, yeah. At the end
Okay.
of the day, it would have been funny if you like again. I'm always okay with counter co-creation, so it would have also been really funny
Mhm.
if they're just stupid. They're just like a fashion thing.
Yeah,
uh,
Yeah, I like that session a lot. Had a lot of cool moments.
yeah, it was really
yeah.
fun.
Cool to interact with the last could be your member as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, dude, I love what you're like. I love the way your character was like, yeah, interacting with and getting the mask and stuff was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
awesome.
You can have fun.
I thought making
Yeah,
the mask out of the head was so
so
cool.
Yeah.
sick. I
This thing
love
killed all
that.
your people, so you can have it.
Yeah,
So awesome, dude.
I wasn't. I don't know why I wasn't expecting y'all to interact much with the little girl. Like, just be like, okay, we have something to do. Get lost.
Yeah, no, there's that lingering bit like her parents might not be among the dead, so
Yeah, yeah.
that's a cool mystery there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I am willing to keep it going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I'm very curious to know what that would look like.
I know. Yeah, I would love to see
yeah,
what
Well,
happens
we have
next. Yeah,
there's that drop of there's somebody out there.
yeah,
Assuming the guy that just got captured wasn't alone. There are people out there, so that is you don't necessarily have to play as a giant insect cultist.
that'd be so cool. Yeah, I've really enjoyed just this format too. Has been such a fun way to kind of play with Shadow Dark and kind of play with it because this is probably the only D20 system you're going to catch me playing anytime going forward. At least in
probably.
like
Yeah,
it's kind of more traditional
so you got
way, and it's been a really fun way to experience it though in this kind of open ended format. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
at some point you gotta let me. I want to GM on the island if you ever want to let me do that sometime, dude. I think that'd
Yeah,
be really fun.
yeah.
Yeah,
that would
That
be.
we could.
yeah,
Y-
I mean, I'd be down to do that. Like if you wanted to GM an island game and
it'd
we
be so
just leave
cool.
whatever happens to Abura, we just kind of move on from that. Then I'm down with that.
Down for either. I do want to see what I do like. I love watching the Burrows characters. Whatever happens next to you, man, is so cool. Or
Mhm.
yeah,
So, do you want to like GM like right here where we're leaving off with Abura, or like on some other spot of the
I
island,
I think
or
I'd probably
what?
want to do like another spot on the island. That's kind of how I was
Got
seeing it.
it.
You know, yeah. Because
Okay.
I like wherever this is kind of going. I really like. I still really like this and kind of want to see where this direction is going with you as the GM for it too. You know, um,
So, do y'all want to do that like a one-off like next week,
that'd be
or do you
great.
want
Yeah,
to?
I would do it
Okay,
next. I would do like a one-off next week if you guys want, and I could, if you guys are down, I could GM a thing on the island, give you a chance to be a
I'm
player for it
down.
if you want. Uh,
I'm very down.
cool. That'd be awesome, dude. I'd love that.
Sounds like a fun.
All right.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. All right, we're halfway to level 5 now. Unless we all die.
Yep.
All right, well, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm excited for next week. Get to play. Thank you guys for playing,
Yeah, it'd be cool.
as always.
We're running.
Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see y'all next week. Assuming there's, probably next week.
Mhm.
Mhm.